wow. Oh, oh shit. Holy crap.
Kong, the eighth wonder of the world.
Wow.
That was King Kong 360. And cut. Folks, you all just started Earthquake, the big one. Give yourselves a round of applause. Wowee, so many believable performances. Well done. That was indeed our Earthquake attraction, which is designed to simulate what an 8.0 earthquake would actually feel like. But most importantly, let's go back to where it all began. And of course, I mean Amity Island. Now, Amity has been plagued by some relatively unfortunate shark attacks over the years, but that's all in the past now, folks. Actually, we caught that culprit. It's over there on the right. On second thought, that ominous music is telling me that we probably caught the wrong shark. And there it is. Oh, and that looks like a big one. And it's heading for whoever's in the water there. Who is that? I can't tell. Oh, it's George. George, buddy, it's coming right at you at 12 o'clock. You should probably get back in the boat right now. George, don't be a hero. George has a lot of guts being in the water with that shark right now, am I right? Hey, there's some of George's guts right now. Oh, no, yeah, I don't think he's coming back up. I'm sorry you had to see that. Nobody panic. I'm gonna have Ricky move the tram behind this pier while we radio this in. Try to figure out how to get out of this in one piece. We should be safe here, though. Oh, no, never mind. He's taking the whole pier with him. Yeah, this is not gonna end well for us.
Damn, that's real. Oh, damn. Right here, he's right here, Ellie.
I think we might need a bigger tram. But now you can tell your friends and family back home you nearly survived a shark attack. Speaking of which, pop quiz, who out there can tell me what kind of shark that is?
Last time I saw him, I was your age.
Great white? Ah, you're close. It's a mechanical shark. Yeah, mechanical shark. You know, those are native to freshwater. They found that out the hard way back in the 70s, filming Jaws. See, they filmed on location outside of Martha's Vineyard. Salt water and mechanical components, not a great pairing. Yeah, our mechanical shark Brucing right to the bottom of the Atlantic within the first 2 days of production. Jaws was delayed almost 6 months due to technical issues. So much so the crew started nicknaming the production Flaws. Finally came out, became the very first summer blockbuster of all time. It literally coined that term because people lined up around the block to see it so many times. If you ever wondered why the mechanical shark is named Bruce, by the way, it's named all the studios moved out west in the first place. If you remember, back in the silent era, there were no sound stages yet, so almost all filming was done outdoors. So it's very dependent on natural lighting, but also good weather, because you don't want your productions getting rained out. But what happens when you do want that inclement weather to provide additional atmosphere for your productions? Well, ta-da! Here in Old Mexico, we can provide a demonstration on how we create the weather when Mother Nature is just not cooperating. We use an incredibly sophisticated copywritten system to do this called
Abogados.
sprinklers. Yeah, sprinklers. They're right up on top, outside of the frame of the camera, and they propel the water into the air, and then it cascades quite naturally to the ground below like so. You'd never even notice these are artificial raindrops. We can use things like these simulated lightning strikes not only to add to the dramatic effect, but also backlight and illuminate these raindrops at night, so it's easier to capture on film. And I talked way too long this time, folks. I forgot to turn them off. We're using way too much water.
Oh my god!
You're all wet. Even those are the blue seats. Wait, they're all blue seats. Oh no! Uh-oh. Well, sorry about that one. No, I'm kidding. That was no accident. That was our flash flood demonstration. It's actually the oldest one currently on the tour, going all the way back to 1968, but also a very accurate representation of how we create weather on a film set. Sometimes very tumultuous weather. Here's our flash flood as you might recognize it in the movie Big Fat Liar, a show called Murder, She Wrote, because nearly every episode of Murder, She Wrote also used our Amity Island set as Cabot Cove. It actually still says Cabot Cove right on the boathouse. Cabot Cove, highest murder per capita in the country for 12 years. But also a testament to how adaptable our film sets are. I'll give you another example. Here on the right, this very distinct Victorian home is Miss Mona's Chicken Ranch from the Dolly Parton classic, Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. What? I can say that word. Texas? It was also used as the Firefly Ranch, Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses. So one set, two very different productions. And right now we are around Colonial Street, which is where a lot of our residential scenes are filmed. And folks, we actually had the rare opportunity to go down Colonial Street today, which is not something we often get a chance to do, because there's quite often something filming here. Because much like the Metro set, it's a scene that most TV, like the Metro set, it's much more conducive to film here than in a real neighborhood where people are constantly going and coming from their garage to go to work or the grocery store. No, here on Colonial Street, we create Anytown, USA, right on our back lot. As well, it was home to the classic Munster series. That's right, 1313 Mockingbird Lane was on this very same street. It was also used in the 1987 comedy horror classic The Monster Squad, as well as Joe Dante's 1989 comedy The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks, Carrie Fisher. This was, of course, Wisteria Lane and ABC's Desperate Housewives as well. Now, many of these homes are actually practical sets, which means if you walked inside, it would look like an actual house that you could live in, so we can film inside as well as outside. Others are shells, which means they're complete structures with mostly empty space inside. One of the more recent productions we've had filming here is a reimagining of that Joe Dante movie, starring Keke Palmer on Peacock. Here's a look at The Burbs.
Welcome to Ashfield Place, the safest town in America. So, what's the deal with that Victorian?
That Victorian home's coming up here on the right, on the corner.
There have been whispers of murder. Which one of us is the murderer? So are we gonna go in?
Do white ladies love salads? Hell yeah, we're going in.
Watch that on Peacock. As we are pulling out of Colonial Street, we're going to be on Steven Spielberg Drive, and Mr. Spielberg has a new movie out you might have heard of called Disclosure Day. And here are the stars, Coleman Domingo and Emily Willits, to tell us more. Hotel. 12 cabins, usually 12 vacancies here at the Bates Motel. And it looks like our proprietor, Norman Bates, has some construction going on. Now, something tells me these are not renovations to the motel. No. This is indeed for our Halloween Horror Nights events. Now, I mentioned Norman. When he's not down at the motel tending to his guests, he is up at the top of the hill at the Bates Mansion where his mother permanently resides. The less said about Norman's mother, the better. She's got a face only a boy's mother can love. And that is indeed the original Bates Mansion from Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 horror thriller Psycho. Now, if you see Norman, don't make eye contact. He's very easily agitated. He's overworked. He's got an overbearing mother. And if he finds out that I called him a psycho, he'll be very angry. In fact, it's probably best that Norman's not out here, because if he was, he'd be trying to check us all into the motel permanently. Have another one of his crash out moments.
Oh shit.
Speaking of crashing out,
I saw the mom up there.
welcome to the airplane crash site from 2005's sci-fi epic War of the Worlds.